YouTube world. Got a big storm coming in a minute. I've just put my tent up and tightened it all in. Rather warm tonight. It's about 28 at the minute. 28 too much. Right. What do I need out of here? Ooh.
Frequency mode.
Got this up now on the wall. Boom. Getting there slowly. Right, what we're going to need then? We're going to need the radio. Need a bag or something to put it in. Yeah, got thunderstorms and all sorts coming. Also going to wire up the other speaker tonight. Got one there, got another one to go up there. Just looking around what I need here. Yeah, I'm going to need some kind of bag. So hot, it's unreal. Really looking forward to this thunderstorm and a big storm. It's 27, I think, now out there. Anyway, I've just set the tent up and pegged it right down really well. So hopefully we don't get blown away. Apparently it's supposed to be flash flooding and all sorts, but who knows? Who knows? Right. Yeah, I've been doing loads today. Getting there under there now. Nearly finished under there. Got that up on the wall. We got all this on the wall. Got a speaker to put up there. Dare I say it, I'm nearly there. Just got to do a little bit of painting this side, and then I can put the carpet down. Well, put the decks up here, I think. Don't know what's going to be the first record. It's got to be the specials, really. Who knows? Right. I need that radio. Best £6 I ever spent. We'll take this radio. What we're going to need is a spotlight. Yeah, we're gonna be setting the decks in there with a mixer there. I've just basically painted all this black. But where it's black over white, it's taking like 2 coats, but it's all good. Right, I need torches. Which can go in there. Then I need, we can find it. So I'm just sorting out. lamps, spotlights. That'll probably do. I do for the meantime. I've got to get a drink. I had some tests done today, blood pressure test, at the pharmacy. He said, "Oh, you're a little bit higher than normal." I said, "You try cycling in that heat." Yeah, but I passed either way. I think I'd be the first one to know if I was having a funny turn or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? I'd know that. Because the ADHD meds like a stimulant, amphetamine, people of my age, I have to have an ECG every like 8 weeks and blood pressure, weight and everything, which I've always passed. But I can only put that down to being fit, physically fit. I think people that get diagnosed and put on the meds who are not fit, the amphetamine must just ruin them, because it does take some getting used to. That's for sure. I suppose I'm lucky in the respect that when I grew up, went out raving and that, we was doing all that shit, do you know what I mean? That was keeping us up all night and whatnot. So I knew what I was kind of getting myself in for. But there's another drug. It's not just amphetamine. They take what's it called, methylphenidate. But I said I've never tried that. And to be honest, I'll stick with the amphetamine route, and that's the route I went. But I don't know what the methylphenidate is like. Probably not as good as the amphet, but who knows? Mad, eh? Mad. 30 years ago I'm in court for having amphets. Now I'm getting it on prescription, eh? Crazy. Crazy world. And I didn't even know that ADHD medication was amphetamines until I went and sort of got educated in it. That kind of blew my brain away a bit. The fact that they were giving sort of amphets to the kids, but the kids get it as well. They get micro doses. If only they was dishing that out when I was at school, but they weren't. They were just dishing out smashes around the head, and they used to sort of beat kids when I was at school, primary school. Crazy, eh? You know what I mean? That kid ain't paying attention. Let's give him a good beating. But crazy, eh? By the time I got to secondary school, they'd outlawed hitting kids anyway. And to be honest, by the time I got to secondary school, I was 6'2" and probably would have smashed the teacher back. Yeah. I know many people that were held back at school, primary school. Now we look at it now, we can see that people had disorders and that, do you know what I mean? Whereas in them days there wasn't any. You didn't listen or you was a bit cheeky, that was it. Get to the back of the queue. Yeah. But it's all good. It's all good. By the time I got to secondary school, I just used to walk off. The old teachers used to go, "Hey, come here, Philip," and I just used to walk off, man. Simple as that. But I think a few of the teachers kind of knew that I was on a different sort of wavelength, because all my school reports were like Philip's quite capable of doing the work, but he chooses not to. He chooses to disrupt the class. Unless we were in physics or history or sports. Then I listen. Now at school, the kids on the ADHD meds are actually outdoing the normal kids. Right, what have we got in here then? Just got some got some weed, and I've got loads more Amphets, Amphet o'clocks. They had it all in. But I regret asking your pharmacist to give me a blood a thingamajig. Right, let's put that in there. So I've got all my radios in there. I'm trying to sort that out. Getting a lot of action on this FM one now because of the temperatures and the high pressure. Tobacco, Rizzlers. Power bank. Microphone. Got one tablet there. Right, 1, 2 antennas we got. Antennas all over the place. Got this one, big telescopic one. Got to keep an eye out the window just in case it opens up. Right, I do. Before I get in the tent, I've got to put my sleeping bag in there. Who knows where I'm sleeping tonight? Might be the tent, might be the house. Depends which is coolest. But no, apparently there's supposed to be one hell of a storm coming in. Right, that'll do. I should hear as well from the PIP people soon. They got my social worker's letter. I bet they feel like right amateurs after reading that. Right. Let's go. That's what I'm going to do. Open the curtains here and let some air through. Still not heard anything from Clarion. In fact, my social worker said, have you heard anything from them? Which I haven't. I'm just so pleased that now they're observing it as well. Because I think they thought I was crazy. When in reality, all I'm doing is telling them the truth. Right. What we got to do then is Well, I don't know how long I've been muted. Sorry, I muted the microphone. I've probably been muted for ages. I don't know. I just noticed that. What you gotta do? T, hello there. Life hacks. I wish I did have, my friend. That's a bit too big for putting in there. But I'll go for it anyway. Right, let's go outside before the rain comes. Pillowcase is what I need. Yeah, it's starting to feel a bit stormy now. Bit my drink. Where's my Lucasade? Yep, it's getting darker. Definitely feel a storm coming on. Everything I need, I think, for a little while. That's what I've got to do, turn the power on to the tent. I've got so I can run a socket out there. Hopefully it doesn't go bang. Bang. The ice cream man. I bet he's doing good business. That's the fuse. That. Yeah, that one's working. So I mean, extension lead, the last bit of it doesn't seem to work, so I'm going to swap it over for one that's connected to my decks. Here we go. I know that one definitely works. This one. won't. Get there in the end. Yep, that's all good. Now we're going to have some power. Put the radios on. Hopefully. Yeah, I reckon. Oh, it's raining now. Yeah.
Yeah, Ferrari didn't have the best weekend here, it has to be said, last year. Both qualifying outside the top 10, and then I think it was a double DNF, both of them, Sainz and Leclerc last year. So it wasn't quite to be on that occasion, and so far it's not started off well for Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, hitting the wall at turn 3. That will be his session done and dusted, having just set the fastest lap time of 1:13.
Oh, at last. Boom.
You can get in touch with us on hashtag BBC F1, or you can email us now.
Wow, sorting here.
bbc.co.uk, and we await your messages. I'm not in charge of what makes it to air. It's the decision to make, so it's not my fault if we don't read out those messages. But ask Abby anything, and she will endeavour.
Yeah, definitely the
to answer those
best
questions.
£6 I've ever spent.
Yeah,
This.
we did last time. I thought we did something similar.
Yeah, we did it last time. It was nice to get the listeners involved for sure.
Absolutely. Before all this kicked off with Charles Leclerc, we are just seeing or hearing first.
Man, oh my God, what is this guy doing?
Well, that was Gabriel Bortoleto on a really fast lap, and first of all making his way down towards the hairpin out of turns 8 and 9, and it was Alex Albon who then suddenly moved to the right, trying to get out of Bortoleto's way.
I tried to do the right thing there. I tried to give it the rest away.
Albon was on the racing line, then also moved to the right, but that's where Bortoleto's car was. Thankfully, they all made it through unscathed, but I think that would have rather raised the heart rate of Gabriel Bortoleto slightly.
It wasn't the easiest situation, to be honest, as Hamilton was going slowly as well, and they're on either side of the track, and it just... Alex really tried to do what he could in his defence, and as he said, gave Gabriel the racing line.
Quite a few radios
but,
out. It's
yeah,
alright.
he chose to overtake Hamilton on the opposite side. Yeah, I think Alex did what he could there.
Well, they all live to fight another day on that one. Session will resume, by the way, at 1:53, so in less than a minute's time on that one. We will get this session back underway. Crucial for all of the now 19 remaining drivers to get some track action.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of put a damper in the works having that incident, but I'm sure everyone will be ready to hit the track, doing a little debrief of their team, looking at some of the data from what's just happened, the first 20 minutes of the session, and as we go and see George Russell ready in the pit lane, ready and waiting to go to the get on the track.
We've had our first question come in on hashtag BBC F1. Owen has said, with Bortoleto and Alonso sharing track space, now Bortoleto is managed by Fernando Alonso and his management stable. To Abby, was there any rules of engagement between...
Frequency mode.
Selena, I believe that is. Selena, is that right? Can I do something cool? Yeah, I can do something pretty cool. Check this out. Hang on. How about this? That'll be pretty cool in a minute when the storm starts. This was Heathrow Airport. Heathrow Airport approach. Anyway, I'll be back in about 10 minutes.